I've always felt like this man's life was entertaining from beginning to end. I mean, literally like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of 1993, he had just shot two off-duty police
Mm.
officers, two white off-duty police officers in Atlanta on October 31st, 1993. And
Mm-hmm.
then about a month later, he gets accused of and then he spends the entire year defending his reputation only to get shot the end of November, November 30th, 1994 at Quad Studios. So, right before he got shot at Quad, I understand that you two fell out. Tell me
Yes.
why.
Well, so like we had this thing. He knew I used to go to this one club, the Tunnel, every Sunday, like clockwork. I'd be there. So when he would pop into town, he'd always like, surprise me, or sometimes he'll call me, but sometimes he would just pop up on me. And this was one of them times where he did the pop up and he didn't tell me he was coming. And damn, I had the cutest outfit on. I had my hair kind of like yours, and I had like this little Chinese short set in ivory with these taupe suede strappy sandals with a heel. And I was coming out the club and I seen my homeboy owned a bike shop in Queens. So I had, like me and my girls, like a neighborhood friend though, not like a guy I was dating. He had a bike shop and me and my girls used to go over there. Like we'd ride on bikes with them sometimes, as and I bumped into two of his employees and they were on bikes outside. So one of them was like, "You want to go for a ride real quick?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it. I'm drunk, the wind in my hair. I'm feeling good." And when I come back from that quick ass bike ride, as fate would have it, he pulls the bike up. I get off and Pac is standing right there with his boys. And he actually was telling his boys, like, "Yo, this girl that I be dating or whatever, like she's, I'm gonna introduce you to her." And I pop off this bike. And he just looked at me like, really? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, we had an understanding when we first started talking to each other. And the understanding was when we together, we together. And when we not together, we not together. And I knew like he was exercising that. But at least to me, I preferred the honesty. Tell me what it is and let me
Yeah.
be a part of it if I want to. And I definitely wanted to be a part of it. So I was like, all right. But, it just threw me off because him getting upset at me. And then at the time, I'm young. I don't know how to communicate and express myself or even defend myself. I caught an attitude in 2.2 seconds. So I'm like, and what? Like
You cussed his ass out, didn't
when
you?
we got
I
into
would
it
have cussed his ass
verbally, we
out something
did.
crazy.
And yeah, I cussed his ass out and walked to the corner and sat my ass on the curb and cried. So my girlfriend had to get me up off the curb and into a cab because I was devastated. Like I couldn't even believe, like, why didn't I just say like it's nothing. Like this is, these people work for my somebody I grew up with from childhood. Like, it was just nothing. But I stood on my 10 toes and I said what I had to say. And yeah, then all that stuff happened. And when he got shot, I woke
Wait, do
up.
you remember some of the things you said to him, like when in the heat of the moment?
Nah, but I know my attitude how it is though. Like so and what? Like I what? Like
What was he saying to you?
oh yeah, well I remember that. That's the funny part. I don't remember what I said. But I know he just was
Spill
like, yo,
it.
he was like, I came here with my boys from like I don't know if they was from Cali or Atlanta or wherever the they was his friends. And he came there and he was like bragging about me and he's like, and then you hopping off niggas' bikes and I'm like, and I was just like, what? Like, and I don't remember what else I said, but I said some shit. And we went our separate ways that night and we ain't speak. And then he got shot. And
Hmm.
I woke up and I saw that and I jumped up, got up, ran, got a cab, got to the hospital, and he had just left.
Mm.
Yeah, because that,
And
you know how that is. Something bad happens to somebody, you on bad terms, you that's not where I want to leave things at, you know.
yeah.
And
Now, was Pac always a jealous type? Because it's based on the story that you just told me about him getting mad, you hopping off of a motorcycle. It sounded like he was jealous. I know you said you had your own agreement, but that's usually one sided. That's right. Like men can do what they want, but that don't mean that they want you doing what you want. And I'm sure you know that
you know,
now, at least.
yeah, of course. I don't know if it was jealousy. I mean, I feel somewhat it had to be somewhat, but I wouldn't say like he was like jealous like that. I think like honestly, he was literally like, yo, looking for me, and he probably was telling them about me, and then boom, here I go jumping off a bike in front of you, jumping off a nigga's bike, and he's dead standing right there. I didn't even see him. So I mean, I would have felt the way too. If he would have been as
Yeah.
if he would have been if I would have went somewhere that he's at and I seen him with a female, I know I would have felt the way. Cause when he told me he Faith, I threw up so bad that I had to go to the hospital. It looked
Oh,
like somebody choked
oh, we
me.
gonna get to that.
Look.
We definitely gonna get to that. Now, and when I say jealous, I don't mean like jealous in the sense that, oh, like this nigga better than me, the guy whose bike she's hopping off of
Yeah,
is
it's
better
like
than me. I
why is you
mean
even
jealous in the
why are
sense
you
that
even
he's
there?
possessive.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe.
like he see you as his, and therefore you shouldn't be on nobody bike.
Yeah. We've he might have had a little possessiveness about him with some of his women. And I was definitely one.
Now, was there ever a time where he did get jealous, or like it was clear that like he was jealous of you like interacting with another man, and it doesn't have to be in a sexual way, but I'm just curious.
um, One day he had a cookout in his backyard, and I remember Yaki was or what I can't remember Yaki. What was his name in the Outlaws? See, this is the problem.
Khadafi.
Khadafi. So most of y'all would know him by Khadafi, but I know him by Yaki. And um, I was at his house in Atlanta and I was spending some time with the boys and stuff. And like he told me, like, show them how to like groom themselves a little better because, they're going to start doing videos and things like that. So, he wanted them to appeal to women. So, he's like, give them a little pointers and whatever. So, hanging out with them, doing that type of stuff. Um, and the day of the barbecue, Yak wanted his hair taken out. He had cornrows. So he asked me to take his hair out. So like I'm sitting on, he had like a bench, a pat, like a bench in the backyard. So I'm sitting on the bench, Jacques on the floor, and I'm taking them cornrows out. And Pot comes out and just yanks his head, and it's like that was the end of that though. After that, I didn't take out no more of his braids because he's like, yo, what the fuck? It's like, what y'all doing? Like, what is this? No, like, and I was just like,
So he yanked him up. Like
no, 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 no,
did he
no, no,
grab his
no. No,
hand?
he didn't do like he playfully just like yanked his hair, like, cause I'm over here doing that. So he pulled his hair and like, then my hands came out his hair. And he's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and then,
Oh, like it was on some like, oh, we ain't doing none of that.
right. And,
Okay.
he was just like, I think he might have a little crush on you. So like, keep it cool. Like, chill. Like, but other than that, no.